All right, we're all present. State of Georgia versus Colin Gray, 24 CR 593. We are here for motions. If I recall, we did not finish a motion from before because there was a witness that wasn't available. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, for the Jackson Deno hearing on the statements.
Okay. Can y'all tell me what motions we are hearing today?
My understanding is we are going to hear the Jackson Deno on one of the statements on the day of the shooting. And then we're also going to have a witness testify about the statement from the year before that was made to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, to Investigator Miller. And then the other part of the motion to suppress from the previous hearing with the search of the phone, that witness was unavailable. And so she is Agent Ward. She did both the interview and then she also got consent. So.
All right. Is that right, Mr. Hobbs?
That is correct, Judge. And on the motion to suppress the search of the phone, we're going to ask that we can prepare a letter brief, though we will make a short argument just so that they knows what we're going to be arguing in that letter brief.
Okay. Yeah, not an issue.
Thank you, sir. Otherwise, we agree with what's left.
All right. Go ahead.
State calls Agent Kelsey Ward.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
Have a seat and introduce yourself for the record.
I am Special Agent Kelsey Ward. That's KELSEYWARD, and I work for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
Okay. And what is your role at the GBI?
I am a special agent, so I investigate crimes that we are requested to work by local agencies.
And what region are you in?
I'm in the GBI Region 11 field office, which is located in Athens, Georgia.
Does that include Barrow County?
It does.
And were you in that same role in September of 2024?
I was.
Did you become involved into an investigation into Colin Gray related to the Apalachee shooting?
I did.
When did you become involved in that investigation?
That morning, not long after the incident occurred, my field office responded to the school where I actively became involved in the investigation.
Did you interview Colin Gray?
I did.
And when did you interview him?
I interviewed him later that morning at his residence in Bethlehem, Georgia.
What was the purpose of that initial interview?
We went there with the intention of just gathering more information about the shooting itself and background on his son, Colt Gray.
Where did you first come in contact with him when you got to the defendant's residence?
I noticed that he was sitting on the bed of a pickup truck outside of the residence, and he was sitting on the tailgate of that truck.
And did you approach him?
I did.
Tell us about that initial interaction with him.
I approached him. I introduced myself to him. I explained that I was a special agent with the GBI and that I wanted to conduct an interview with him and would he be willing to speak with me. And he asked me if I could provide him with any information about what had happened at that time, and I told him I didn't have very much information to provide.
Did he agree to speak with you?
He did.
And was that initial interaction where he was sitting on the bed of the truck, was that recorded on body-worn camera?
It was.
Okay. Was it recorded on a body-worn camera that you had?
It was not.
Okay. Does the GBI have body cameras?
No, I'm not issued a body camera with the GBI.
Whose camera was it recorded on?
It was a Barrow County Sheriff's Office deputy named Anthony Townsend.
And have you had an opportunity to review that recording of your interaction with Colin Gray on September 4th?
I have.
Is it a fair and accurate recording of that initial interaction with him?
It is.
Have there been any additions or deletions?
There have not.
And at this time, Your Honor, I would like to introduce into evidence State's Exhibit 2, which is a small clip of that initial interaction between Agent Ward and the defendant.
Mr. Hobbs?
No objection, sir.
All right, two's admitted.
Okay, and we're going to publish that for the court.
Do you need the,
We need,
All right, it's on your
TV.
table, you need the TV.
Yes.
As far as more details than that, I'm not gonna be able to postpone, okay? Is this okay for us to interview here? Would you like to come sit in my office so that it's more personal? Why don't we do that?
And so, in that clip, y'all get up and leave. Where are y'all going?
I asked him if he would feel more comfortable interviewing in my state-issued vehicle, which was on scene, and he said yeah. So we moved to my Tahoe, which was parked in the driveway.
Okay, and where in the Tahoe was everybody seated?
So I sat in the driver's seat. Special Agent Amelia Maddox sat in the second row behind me, directly behind the passenger seat, and then he sat in the front passenger seat.
And was your door locked to your vehicle?
It was not.
Was he free to leave at any time?
He was.
Did he have a cell phone with him that he could use if needed?
He did. He had it in his hand for most of the interview.
Was he handcuffed?
He was not.
Was he restrained in any way?
No, ma'am.
And was that interview recorded?
It was.
And how was it recorded?
It was recorded on my digital recorder that I use for all of my interviews.
Have you had an opportunity to review that interview, which is State's Exhibit 1?
I have.
Okay. And again, is it a fair and accurate recording of your interview with the defendant on September 4th?
It is.
Any additions or deletions to it?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, this time I would like to introduce into evidence State's Exhibit 1 and provide it to the court to review at a later time.
Mr. Hobbs?
No objection, Judge.
All right, States 1's admitted.
Approximately how long was your interview with the defendant?
It was about an hour and a half long.
And what time did that interview conclude?
At 3 p.m.
How old was the defendant at the time of the interview?
He was 53.
And could he read and write?
He could.
During the course of the interview, did you promise him anything to get him to talk to you?
I did not.
Did you threaten him or coerce him in any way to get him to talk to you?
I did not.
Did you provide him any hope of benefit in getting him to talk to you?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Throughout the interview, did you maintain a conversational tone?
I did.
Did you ever raise your voice?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did it ever become contentious at all?
No.
In your training and experience as a law enforcement officer, have you had the occasion to come in contact with individuals under the influence of alcohol or drugs?
I have.
Did the defendant appear to be under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
He did not.
Did he appear lucid and able to understand the questions that you were asking him?
Yes, he did.
Was he able to answer those questions?
He was.
To the best of your knowledge, were the defendant's statements given freely and voluntarily?
They were.
At any point, did he ask to end the interview or leave the car?
He did not.
Did he ever ask for food or water?
No.
Did he ever ask to use the bathroom?
No, he did not.
At the end of the interview, was he free to leave?
He was.
And did you, in fact, leave him at his house at the end of the interview?
I did.
Okay. Now, in addition to doing that interview, did you also seize his cell phone from
I did.
him? Okay. Before seizing his phone, during the course of the interview with him, did he show you his cell phone?
He did.
What was he showing you on his phone?
A number of different things. So he showed me text messages that he had sent and received from his son, Colt Gray. He also showed me emails that were in reference to obtaining counseling services and communication about counseling for Colt Gray.
And was he actively bringing out his phone, showing those to you, and kind of manipulating his phone?
He was. So we would talk about something, and then he would show me the text messages, and then we'd talk about it, and he'd show me the text messages, and it went back and forth that way.
Did you ask to photograph the phone?
I did.
And did he allow you to do that?
He did. He let me take screenshots.
And how did he do that? Was he holding the phone and you taking pictures?
He was holding the phone, and then I used my state-issued cell phone to take pictures of what was on his screen.
So after the interview was over, did you then ask for consent to seize his phone and to search it?
I did.
Tell us about that.
So when the interview concluded, as we were exiting the vehicle, I made the decision that due to the rapport I had established with him during the interview, that I was going to ask if he would be willing to consent to turning his cell phone over to me. I presented him with a consent to search form, which is a GBI document, and explained what that meant, which was that we would extract the information from his cellular device using a software program and review that information.
Okay. And when you were requesting consent, was your recording device on at that point?
It was not.
And when had you turned it off?
I turned my recording device off at 3 o'clock when the interview ended inside of my vehicle.
Is that your general practice?
It is not. Typically, I probably would have recorded, but this was a last-minute decision after I'd already finished that interview.
When you, and I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 4.
Do you recognize that?
I do.
What do you recognize that as?
This is the waiver of constitutional rights to a search warrant of an electronic or cellular device.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of the waiver that you provided the defendant?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Your Honor, this time I'd like to introduce into evidence State Exhibit 4, which is the consent form signed by Colin Gray on September 4th.
Mr. Hobbs?
Just to put on the record, what cell phone was that for?
For his cell phone.
Yes. It was his black and color iPhone 14.
Perfect. No objection, Judge.
All right, State's 4 is admitted.
When, kind of take us through how you showed him the form. Did you read it to him? Did he read it?
Yes, so I discussed with him that he was going to be signing this if he gave his consent, and that it allowed me to seize and then search the electronic device without a warrant, and that he had the right to refuse to consent to that if he did not want to go along with that. And then I put in here the description of his cell phone, which was, I believe we determined it was an iPhone 14 in a black OtterBox. And then he signed it, printed his name, and then I put the time and date on there so that he would know what time this consent form was filled out. And then I also asked him for his password, which he did provide to me and is written on this form.
And that was the password associated with the phone that he provided you at that time?
Yes, the black iPhone.
Did he have, in there, you mentioned that it told him about his right to revoke consent.
Yes.
Did he have the means to be able to revoke consent?
Yes, so I made sure that since I was taking his electronic device, that he had my phone number so that he could reach out to me at any point to communicate with me that he did not want us searching that phone. And then I do believe he also provided me with his daughter Jenny's phone number at that time so that I had a way to reach him as well, as she would still have her cell phone.
In order to get him to give you his phone and to allow you to search it, did you threaten him?
I did not.
Did you coerce him in any way?
I did not.
Did you offer him any hope of benefit to give you that phone and allow you to search it?
I did not.
Did he voluntarily provide you the phone?
He did.
And did he freely and voluntarily agree for you to search his cell phone?
He did.
At any point during your interview or during your discussion with him about the phone, did he have any questions about consenting to search, or did he express any reservations about giving you the ability to search it?
No, the only thing he asked is that he take some phone numbers off of his phone before I took it, which he did.
At any point, to your knowledge, did he withdraw consent to search his phone?
He did not.
Did he ever call you after you got his phone and ask that, hey, I don't want you to search it?
He did not do that.
And did he ever say that at any point while you were there?
No, ma'am, he did not.
I don't have any further questions at this time.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Hobbs, cross.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Special Agent Ward.
Good morning.
My name's Brian Hobbs, and I represent Mr. Gray. If I ask a question that's not artfully stated or is confusing and ambiguous, whatever, just let me know and I'll try and rephrase it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so you arrived at Mr. Gray's property around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on that day?
No, I arrived at his property around 1:35 p.m.
Okay. Can you describe the scene when you arrived at the property?
There were multiple law enforcement personnel at the scene. There were deputies, and then I also believe there were some federal agents there with the FBI. And then myself and Special Agent Amelia Maddox with the GBI.
Okay. When you say multiple, if you're able to estimate for me, how many law enforcement officers would have been there?
I'm going to say anywhere from 10 to 20.
Okay. And I assume they were all in uniform?
Uniform, not necessarily. So every agency has a different criteria for what you wear to a scene. And since this was a situation where lives were at risk, you responded in whatever you were wearing at the time.
Okay.
So some of the agencies wouldn't have necessarily been wearing uniform, but they would have been wearing something that signified they were law enforcement.
Something that would have identified them
Yes.
to a normal person that they were law enforcement?
That's correct.
Okay. And did any of these law enforcement agents that were there, were they carrying firearms to your knowledge?
They were.
Okay. Were you carrying a firearm?
I was.
Was Special Agent Maddox carrying a firearm?
I do believe she was. That is typical of us to carry a firearm.
Gotcha. Now, it appears from the video that we saw, and I know that may not be inclusive of everything that happened with your participation, but it appears that, was it you and Special Agent Maddox that approached Mr. Gray when he was sitting in the back of the pickup truck?
It was.
Okay. And was that the first time you had spoken to Mr. Gray that day?
It was.
You asked him if he'd like to talk to you, presumably.
Yes.
And then asked him if he would like to do that someplace more private, which ended up being your Tahoe, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay. And you and Special Agent Maddox, I don't know if that would be your official uniform, but it did appear you were dressed in something similar to each other.
Yes, so that is typical of what I would wear on a day-to-day basis, either
Okay.
a blue t-shirt that says GBI agent or a blue polo that says GBI agent, or something that says GBI agent, and then tactical pants.
Gotcha. And when you took Mr. Gray to the Tahoe, is the Tahoe marked as a GBI vehicle?
So we drive unmarked vehicles,
Okay.
but there is a light bar that is obvious on it. You can see the lights in my push bumper on the front of my vehicle, but there's no marking that signifies it's a law enforcement vehicle.
Okay. So at that point, you, Special Agent Maddox, and Mr. Gray got into the Tahoe.
Yes, sir.
During your interview with Mr. Gray, was he asking questions about your investigation, trying to gather information about what was going on with his son?
Very limited, actually. He asked me initially when I walked up, which you can hear on the footage, if there's anything I can tell him about what's going on. And I let him know that this is a evolving investigation and there's not much information I can give him at that time. I did let him know that his son was in law enforcement custody.
And that was at the beginning stages of your
Yes.
conversation with him, is that correct?
That was when I walked up to the truck.
Before even you got to the Tahoe?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you've given us the orientation of where everybody was sitting in the Tahoe. And presumably at that point, you still would have had your firearm on, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
As did Special Agent Maddox.
Yes, sir.
And to refresh my memory, I apologize. Mr. Gray was in the back seat or was he in the passenger seat?
He was in the front passenger seat next to me.
Okay. And you stated that at some point he voluntarily offered to show you text messages and emails on his phone. Is that correct?
Yes, we were discussing this and he said, I'll show you. And he showed me text messages and emails that were on his phone.
And the emails were in regards to what again?
They were different communications with individuals about counseling that was in reference to Colt Gray.
Such as mental health counseling?
I believe so. I don't
Okay.
have them in front of me, but yes, I believe that's what they were.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess it was quite a lengthy investigation a while ago. So
Was.
if you recall, how did that topic come up? Did you ask specifically about that type of information?
I don't remember explicitly if I initiated that, but I believe he actually offered the information about attempting to get services for his son while we were just asking background questions about Colt's mental health.
Okay. And you stated that this interview was about, did you say an hour and a half?
It was about an hour and a half,
Okay.
yes.
And it took place exclusively within the confines of your vehicle?
Yes, inside my vehicle and right on the outside of my vehicle when we got out.
And Special Agent Maddox, was she there the entire time?
She
of
was.
the duration of the interview?
Yes,
Okay. And you stated that after the interview had been concluded, you made a decision to see if Mr. Gray would be willing to sign the consent to search his cell phone.
I did.
How soon after if you can recall, or best estimates, how soon after the interview concluded before you made the decision?
Well, the time that he signed the consent form is at 3:06 PM.
Right.
And I ended my recorder at 3 PM, so
Okay.
5 to 6 minutes.
So 5 to 6 minutes,
Yes.
literally.
Almost immediately after we got out of the car, I made the decision to ask him if I could take his phone.
Okay, and just to clarify that, was the decision, he had already exited the vehicle at the time you asked him for consent, if you recall?
I do believe he was standing, I think we were all standing on the driver's side of my vehicle because we were just going over some logistics information and I was getting his ID data, so like his name, his address, his date of birth, that kind of stuff.
Okay, just the basic identifiers.
Correct.
Was Special Agent Maddox there at the time you had that conversation?
I
Mr.
think
Gray?
she was in the general area, but I don't believe she was directly involved in the consent to search.
Right, okay. And it looks like on that consent to search, there is a line where a witness could sign. It doesn't appear anyone signed. Were there any witnesses to that other than yourself?
No, I mean, because nobody was directly listening to us, I didn't want anyone to sign that, witnessing it, that they had seen that, because it was just he and I really speaking.
So it was really just the two of you talking at that point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at the time he gave consent, law enforcement was still at the home? Because now it's an hour and a half later.
Yes. I do believe they may have entered the home at that point to execute a search warrant of the residence, but they
Okay,
were still on scene.
so the investigation was still in the
Yes.
stages of happening, for lack of a
Yes, it
better
was
way of putting it.
definitely still evolving.
Okay. And I know you stated earlier that the decision to ask him about signing the consent was kind of made on the spur of the moment, but you did still have your digital recorder, correct?
Yeah, it would have been in the car where I left it with my notebook.
Okay, but you could have gotten your recorder and recorded that if you had thought to do that at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have 1 second, Judge? I think I'm
Yes,
almost
sir.
done. Yeah, okay. Well, I thank you for being here. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Any
you, Judge.
redirect?
I just have a brief follow-up.
All right.
You mentioned the search warrant being executed. Prior to you interviewing Mr. Gray, had you been inside that house?
I had not.
Okay. Did you know anything about what was inside the house, or did you discuss that at all with him?
No, I did not.
Okay, nothing further.
Anything else, Mr. Hobbs?
It's just one brief question about search warrants. Ultimately, a search warrant was obtained to search Mr. Gray's phone, is that correct?
I do believe so, yes.
But you wouldn't have been the officer that obtained that search warrant, or the agent, I apologize.
I was not.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is she free to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
State call Daniel Miller to the stand.
And is this on a separate
This is a completely separate
motion?
day. Yes,
Let
sir.
me ask, did the defense have any witnesses on the motion that the prior witness was for?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Could you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you give in the matter now pending before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Have a seat, please. Speaking in the microphone. If you could introduce yourself for the court reporter.
My name is Investigator Dan Miller, Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. I want to take your attention back to May 21st of 2023. Where were you working at that time?
Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
In what capacity were you working for them?
Excuse me. I was an investigator.
Okay. And on that date, May 21st, 2023, did you embark on an investigation of something?
I did. We'd received, you want me to go?
Sure.
Okay. My supervisor received a tip from the FBI related to a threat, and we went to an address that was given to us by the FBI,
Okay.
where we discovered that the subject of the threat, I guess you could call it the suspect, was no longer living there and had moved out, I don't know, several months prior. And then the deputy that was with me, the road deputy, had some knowledge that of where he might live, so we went to that address and where we encountered Mr. Gray.
Okay. And this deputy that was with you, who was that?
Deputy Justin Elliott.
Okay. And it was just the two of you?
Yes.
Okay. So then you go to a new address?
Yes.
And did you speak to Mr. Gray?
Yes.
Tell me about that, how that happened.
I knocked on the door, and he came to the front door, and I informed him why we were there and the purpose of our visit.
Okay. And did you identify yourself as law enforcement?
I did.
How were you dressed?
I was wearing I guess what you call an outer carrier, a bulletproof vest, quote unquote, and it had sheriff written in, I believe it was yellow letters on the top, and I was wearing my badge and my gun. I had a hat on.
Okay. Was Deputy Elliott with you at this point?
He was.
Okay. And was he dressed similarly?
A little bit different. He was wearing a road deputy's uniform. I don't know what class specifically it is. Is a button-up shirt with the outer vest carrier type thing.
But did it identify him also with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office?
It did, yes.
Okay. And what was your tone when you were speaking with him? Was it aggressive, authoritative, or conversational?
I would call it conversational.
Okay. And did he agree to speak with you?
He did.
Okay. And was he free to leave at any time?
Yes.
Okay. And was he handcuffed in any way?
No.
Was he restrained in any way prior to the conclusion of the interview?
No.
Did he agree to speak with you?
He just.
Was this interview recorded?
It was.
And how was it recorded?
Body cam, and I used my county-issued cell phone to record conversation. That was a regular practice.
Did the Deputy Elliott also have a body cam?
He did. It was his body cam. I wasn't issued one at the
Okay.
time.
And have you reviewed what marked as State Exhibits 3A and 3B
Yes.
before your testimony today?
Yes.
And what was that?
It was the body cam video of our interview, and I think that was it. What was there was two separate videos. It was the initial conversation, and then a follow-up conversation, but on the same day at the same place.
Okay. And are they a fair and accurate recording of the interview with the defendant?
They are.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. And were they material additions or deletions to it?
No.
Your Honor, this time I tender State Exhibits number 3A and 3B.
Hobbs?
No objection, Judge, to either.
All right.
Just for the record, Your Honor, it's one continuous, it's just broken up into two parts when it was recorded.
Okay.
So one is 15 minutes and the other is 4 minutes. So it's
Okay.
about 2 minutes.
All right, 3A and 3B are admitted.
During the course of the interview with the defendant, did you promise him anything in return for making a statement?
No.
Did you provide him with any hope of benefit if he provided you with a statement?
No.
Did you coerce the defendant into making a statement by way of threat or force?
No.
Did you maintain a conversational tone throughout the interview?
Yes.
Did you raise your voice with him during the interview?
No.
In your training experience as a law enforcement officer, have you had the occasion to come into contact with individuals under the influence of drugs and alcohol?
I have.
And did the defendant appear to be under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
Not to my recollection.
Okay. Did he appear lucid and able to understand the questions you asked of him?
Yes.
Was he able to answer those questions?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, were the defendant's statements given freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
At any point, did he ask to end the interview?
Not to my recollection.
Okay. And at the end of the interview, was he free to leave?
Yes,
Did you leave him at his house after the interview concluded?
I did.
Okay, just a second, please.
All right.
Good morning, sir.
Cross.
Good morning.
Is it Deputy Miller or is there a?
Danny Miller. I'm not a stickler with pomp and circumstance.
Gotcha. Well, I'll stick with deputy just for decorum.
That's fine.
So I represent Mr. Gray. If I ask a question that doesn't make any sense, please let me know and I'll try and rephrase it.
Fair enough.
All right. So you work for Barrow County Sheriff's Department?
I work for Jackson County.
Thank you, Jackson County.
Yes.
And how long have you been with Jackson County?
The county for 18 years. The sheriff's office, 17 of that.
Okay. And where were you at before the sheriff's?
United States Marine Corps,
Okay. And how long were you in the Marine Corps for?
4 years.
And did you have any experience in the Marine Corps as that you would suggest or that you would believe would be the equivalent of a law enforcement officer?
I did.
And what kind of experience was that?
It was about 9 months as a military police officer.
Okay. And when you received, you said you received a tip. Is that right, from the FBI?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my supervisor received the tip
Okay,
and
perfect.
sent it to me.
So your supervisor received a tip, sent it to you. Why was it sent to you? Was it because of a specific job or a specific role you had
So
in the
I'll-
agency?
I was the on-call investigator for that. We do week-long durations for on-call duties. That was my particular week.
Okay. And how would you, if you could, describe what kind of tip it was?
Can you clarify that? I'm not.
Yes, thank you for asking. What was, the tip was in reference to what? What were you being asked to investigate?
It was in reference to a school shooting.
Okay. And this is, just to make sure we're on the date, not confusing, do you recall approximately when this was, what date it was?
I'm not sure I understand what you're.
Sure. What day did you
I don't remember the specific date.
Remember the year?
It was 20, gosh, I'm gonna have to go back in my memory banks, 23?
Okay.
Or, no, actually, it would have had to been, yeah, it was May of 23, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
I really can't recall, honestly.
I'm not going to hold you to it, but it was, okay. And, so you went out and spoke to Mr. Gray that day?
Yes.
In reference to this tip, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And did you have any special training? It sounds like you were the on-call investigator that week.
Correct.
Was there any special training you had that made you better suited to handle this type of case, or was it just completely because you were the investigator?
Completely because I was on call.
Okay, gotcha.
I do remember it was a Sunday, so that would, excuse me, that would, anything that would happen on a Sunday that required a follow-up investigation would be assigned to whoever was on call.
Okay. And after that particular interaction with Mr. Gray on that day, did you ever have any other interaction with Mr. Gray? Follow-up phone calls, anything
Phone
like
calls,
that?
yes.
Was there, when was the follow-up phone call? Like the next, not the date, but the next day, 2 days
I
later?
think it was either Monday or Tuesday of that same week.
Okay, so within a week of the initial
Yes.
meeting? Okay. Can I have 1 second, Judge? I think
Yes,
I'm
sir.
almost done, Deputy. So the tip was in reference to Colt Gray, is that correct?
I believe it was, yes.
Who would have been a juvenile at the time?
Correct.
Do you have any special training for dealing with juvenile offenders?
Not particularly, no.
Just more of a generalized?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir.
Is there any redirect?
Just briefly, did you write a report at the time to bring this with this incident?
I did.
And would the date be reflected in that report?
It would.
Okay, no further questions.
All right, may he be excused?
Please.
All right. We have additional witnesses?
No further witnesses in the state.
Any witnesses from the defense?
No, sir.
All right. Any additional witnesses for any other motion that we need to address?
No, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I understand y'all want to submit, you want to do some limited oral argument, but you want to submit letter briefs?
So I don't even want to do any oral argument, but the holidays are coming up, so I want to give them a head start on what I'm going to be arguing, so they're not scrambling. So I'd like to turn a letter brief in by Tuesday of next week.
Okay,
I don't want it to drag on farther than that. We're going to argue about whether or not the consent given was consensual. And as to the search warrant that Your Honor will get a copy of, we're simply going to argue whether or not it was particular enough in the search warrant not to be a general warrant. So just to give the state a bit of a head start on what we're going to be arguing so that they're not scrambling over the holidays.
and has that warrant already been admitted?
We hit the search warrant.
Are you talking about the house search warrant or the?
Or the cell phone?
The cell phone. Okay. So it turns out the search warrant we have on the black iPhone is a different black iPhone.
Okay,
So I don't only think, we just need to argue the first part, which is whether or not consent was valid. Because the search warrant was not obtained for Mr. Gray's black cell phone, it was a different black cell phone.
okay,
So that takes care of that issue, makes it even easier.
very good.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else that we need to address today by way of motions? I don't know that we have another motions day scheduled between now and early February.
Are we gonna have argument on the Jackson Deno hearing or?
Judge, so the Jackson Deno hearing in regards to Deputy Miller, we don't have argument on that. I think the state wanted to just kind of cross all the Ts and dot all the Is.
Okay,
We weren't really challenging that statement, but the state's right, it's better to have that motion and deal with it.
Ms. Brooks?
No objection to that. But as far as Agent Ward's, are we having argument on that or are you gonna?
No, I'll just do a quick letter briefing and
Okay.
get that to the court by Tuesday.
The state has not filed any specific motions related to evidence in this case. We filed some notices, like a notice of business records, a notice regarding our investigator remaining in the courtroom. So, and the only motion that we filed that I don't believe they're objecting to is just what can be viewed by, like recording devices. There's certain like crime scene photos and things of that nature that we're requesting not be allowed to be put on any sort of recording device. But I don't think the defense is objecting to that, so I don't believe there's any motions that we have that are pending.
Okay,
I would agree with that. We did get a notice of business records. We'll review that. There's quite a few.
Okay.
I don't foresee there being any issue, but we may follow up with the custodians just to make sure everything is the way we think it should be. And we would certainly let the state know if there were any issues. I did see the motion about the investigator yesterday. We don't have an objection at this point. I'll chat with Ms. Brooks just in regards to if that person is testifying or you're planning on that person testifying. But I'm sure that they will tell that person not to discuss the case or testimony with any other witnesses. So at this point, there's no objection to that.
very
And as to
good.
photographs, we'll sit down with the state. We'll go over all that, but I don't have an objection.
Okay. How long would the state like to respond to the letter brief that I'll be getting by Tuesday?
Since that would include Christmas, I believe, so you're saying Tuesday of next week would be the 23rd?
I'll get it to you Monday.
Okay,
Yeah. Just,
I
so
would
it should
like-
be pretty quick.
I don't think it will take very long, like 2 weeks, just because I'm not sure. I think there'll be several holidays in there, but we may get it to you before the 2 weeks. I'll just like 2 weeks, which would be January 5th. End of business on January 5th.
Right.
any issue with that?
None.
All right. So the state's going to respond no later than January 5th. Now, I know with the scheduling order, the state's supposed to have submitted a list of witnesses to the defense. Has that been done?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, that was done on December 12th.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. So we're on track for, I think it's February 9th. I know, Mr. Berry, you still have that trial in Cherokee County?
I do, Judge, that we had motions on that about a week and a half, about 2 weeks ago. So we're still on track for that. We hope that we will be through by the 9th. We do have some witnesses in that case, so it's going to take us a minute.
Okay. I'm sure Mr. Hobbs will be ready to go in your absence.
I don't know about that.
Do my best, Judge.
We'll get through as quickly as we can.
All right.
One other issue,
Yes,
Judge,
sir.
I don't know when we want to sit down and talk about the voir dire process and how we're going to kind of go through the jurors as to their knowledge of this case.
Okay.
So I don't know whether you want to try to schedule another time that we can sit down and do that.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that, and I do have a couple little blocks carved out between now and then, just for anything that we need to address. If y'all want any sort of brief meeting today, I'm happy to do that, if that works for you.
Great. I just think it would move things along a little quicker if we knew exactly which way we wanted to
Sure.
deal with that, so.
All right, anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Y'all have a good Christmas.
Thank you, Judge.
You too.
Oh, hey, Danielle. Okay.